record this. So it's 8:30, and the meeting's being recorded, and we didn't want to take too much of people's time. We did because of the new roster, tryouts, tournament updates, etc. We wanted to give everyone an opportunity to ask questions if they had any, and not having to wait until our Sunday meeting. So thank you for jumping on tonight. I'm gonna let Coach Fenoy take the floor in just a second. I wanted to kind of share with everyone, um, kind of what we do at Magic, as far as what we focus on at Magic, as far as the fall and winter. We're really focusing on development and putting kids in, meeting them where they are and then building them from there. And so in the fall and winter, that looks a lot different from what our focus is shift to in the spring, which is more competitive and showcasing. But in the fall, we ask for a little leniency, a little more patience and flexibility as we try to move pieces around and make things work where we can give the kids what they need, and it's different for each kid. Each kid has something different. So I hope the roster and the schedule reflects that. The reason we shifted the schedule was a lot of tournaments are now offering different divisions, and because we have Coach Fenoy and staff, it's ideal that they're all in one location or all in the same tournament playing at their division. So those two things, I wanted to kind of get that out there, and then just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to touch base and ask any questions that you have. Coach Fenoy, did you want to add anything? Does anybody have any questions about the tournament, the roster, the scheduling, questions about the process or anything that we put out today?
I've just got a question about this coming weekend. Because the list of dates is Saturday and Sunday. So is the schedule Sunday dependent on how Saturday goes?
Yes, most tournaments are Saturday and Sunday, and it depends on your standings on Sunday. So that's why we ask everyone to download the app, because once we play, then that will determine the next game or the following game. If usually the two games are set or one game set, and then it depends on wins or losses after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So will the roster stay the same throughout now until, is it past February?
Yeah, until the spring season. Yes.
Okay.
So this is essentially our winter roster.
So say, for example, Jamal was on the 7th roster, so no more 7th. Just make sure he shows up for the Magic Purple schedule, correct? With Giovanni.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
I had a couple questions, Vanessa, and I'm not sure if they apply as much, because I think I was under the impression that this was the roster like while I was looking at the trips to Vegas and stuff, but I'll just ask them anyways. One is that because I'm seeing like the roster has 11 people on it, so like when we start traveling and we're paying for the coaches' fees, is that if let's say the coach's fee for like travel and hotel and everything is $1,100, is that 1,100 split between 11 kids, so it's $100 per child?
For the ones that are attending, yes.
Okay.
So,
and then if there's, let's say there's 4 kids that are not attending, and then 3 kids are going to come instead to fill the roster back up, like, is there a deadline for that to happen, just to make sure that we can all sort of plan for that financially? And
absolutely. So yeah, the Vegas schedule will be set 3 months out.
okay. And then my other question is, so it looks like there's 11 on now, which, you know, it's
think
smaller
there's
than
10.
some. Well, I'm sorry.
It's 10. Archie will no longer be with the program due to his dad, but so we got 10.
Oh, okay. All right. So will it stay at 10, or if like somebody comes in, let's say December, you know what I mean? Will the roster potentially go up, or is it pretty much set?
No, we'll stay at 10. We like eight,
Okay.
8 and 10. We'll keep it at 10.
And I can help answer that question. So right now, if you with our purple squad, if you guys notice, we got 3 5th graders, we got 3 6th graders, we got 2 7th graders. So our goal is to have just a straight 5th grade, straight 6th grade team, but just in that age group, we don't have enough kids. So that's why we have a split purple team like that, because we don't have enough to fill just one age group for those teams.
In the spring, that won't be an issue. We usually have enough to field each of those.
And then, okay. And then when does the spring roster come out? And I mean, partially this is just because, you know, I try to keep like letting AJ play as many sports as I can at this age. It's hard because everything is like a year program now, almost every sport, but you know, kind of like, I really appreciate the schedule being out so far in advance, because that helps with like talking to him and having him make some decisions. But when is that spring like schedule or roster going to be sort of finalized, so that we know those dates too, or just so I can plan for the summer?
After the middle school championship, so mid-March.
Okay, perfect. Thank
I believe
you.
we'll have another tryout also.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
spring starts.
Yeah, I think tryouts will be, I want to say the second week in March. Yeah. For this weekend schedule, we're posting, we're posting all the tournaments, I mean, all the games, plus the coaches that are attached to the team. Coach Fenoy is pretty much everywhere, but we have other coaches that, you know, if there's teams that play at the same time, that have their coach. So that will be posted with the schedule that comes out, along with, you know, we get information about if you're listed first or atop your home. So uniform, white or black, we try to add that to the Mojo and to the Excel sheet. So, and then as far as how much it costs to come get in the tournament. So we try to give you as much information as possible that's provided to us for you guys for the weekend. But if we miss something or something would be helpful to have, you know, handy, just let us know. It's easy to add information for you.
Sure.
I have,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I have a question. Looking at the roster, so this season, the boys purple team, there's 2 coaches, because I see that Coach Mark is also listed. Or do we just have still Coach Vinoy, or is it Coach Vinoy and Coach Mark?
It's Coach.
It'll be it'll be me, it'll be Coach Mark, and from time to time maybe Coach Trent, but most likely I'm gonna keep Trent with the 8th grade, both 8th grade teams. But if I'm available, I'm pretty much gonna be at every team's game, you know. So but purple, pretty much I'm pretty sure it'll be me most of the time.
Okay, so it'll be you, and then if you're not available, if you have to coach the old team, then it'll be Coach Mark.
Mark, yes, Coach Mark.
Okay, thank you.
That's actually a perfect segue to my question, Tiffany. Thank you. I meant to ask too, and it looks like there's like about the right amount of coaches for the team, so this probably isn't an issue, but just for my own clarification, like if 2 coaches are assigned to a team, this is again about travel, are we paying for 2 coaches travel?
No.
Or just, okay.
Make that easy.
So then, sorry, and if this is a stupid question, and it doesn't have to be answered if we don't know the answer. Never mind, nothing.
No, it ain't no stupid questions.
There are
We
no
can answer
stupid
whatever.
questions.
We're on the call
So
to
if-
answer whatever.
Please ask.
So then, okay, so then my assumption would be, then when we do travel, like, so when we're going to Vegas and we're going to Spokane, then the boys have Coach Vinoy? Or is that just kind of undetermined? It's still just kind of, it'll be figured out when the time comes, when we get the rosters for all of the teams, to see where Coach Vinoy's older boys, what they're doing, what their schedule looks like too.
Correct.
Okay,
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
as everyone know, the 7th grade team is pretty much my main team, but and then pretty much purple and 8th grade top team comes. But Coach Trent, I always feel very comfortable with Coach Trent, Coach Tim with the 8th grade, so I'll put them guys on the back burner always for purple and 7th grade. And we also got Coach Terrence that's gonna handle the younger kids, and Coach Mark. Them two will tackle them two teams together. But just know with the purple, it's gonna most likely be me.
okay. Thank you.
Almost done.
We just need a couple more Vinoys. That's it. We'd be fine.
And we are picky with coaches. We had a guy came in and helped him. Me and Vanessa agreed. We didn't really
Yeah.
agree what he was doing, so we're just not gonna let anybody coach. just so you guys know that.
Yeah. Just we're working on some stuff, but we're in good shape though. And a lot of tournament directors are really good about, if we put in some requests about one coach for at least 2 teams, they do their best to help us with that. So they can't, obviously help us the whole weekend because it depends on wins and losses. But for the most part, they do their best to help us with if there's a coach that's coaching 2 teams. So far so good. Knock on wood. Any other questions?
I just have a question. So my boys might end up playing basketball for their school as well.
Mhm.
So if there's like a moment that we have to take a break because I cannot do both of them, would I just let you guys know that maybe we're taking 2-3 weeks off in advance, or just the week before if we know we can come? I just worry about attending practices, right, to be able to play in the games. So
We had that same issue. We got most of the kids that play on our team play at middle school also, so we're pretty flexible with that. But you can always talk to Coach Vanessa away from the chat, and but most of the kids that we got play middle school basketball.
oh,
So I
great.
understand.
Oh, wow.
I understand when missing if your practice is for games. I even had some kids trying to come from their middle school game straight to practice, and I don't expect all that, but
Oh,
just know we're
yeah.
pretty flexible with that.
And that's the winter months too. A lot of them are with their feeder teams or with their middle schools. And so, this is the time where, this is winter. We expect it. So your best, communicate as much as you can. And then, we can work it out.
For sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, because their coach, our school was like, yeah, I hope they play with us. And I'm like, well, they found a pretty good team to play for. So
Yeah, you want them to play for their middle school team because you want them to be connected to whatever high school they're going to be in, and high school
sure.
much
Yeah.
middle school. So
No, for sure. I'll make sure that I communicate ahead of time.
yeah, good deal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Bye.
All right. Well, we're excited about the weekend coming up. If anything changes or you see some discrepancies, please let us know. Sometimes they change the schedule for various reasons. So we want to make sure, more eyes on it, the better. So we're all reading the same thing. So I appreciate that. But we'll see you guys at practice tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you for your time. Thanks, Coach Vinoy, for jumping on.
Yeah,
problem.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you guys tomorrow.